Hey guys, so this week we're going to be talking about Dr. Phil, Bhad Bhabie, and Turnabout Ranch. So if you don't know Bhad Bhabie or Danielle, you might be a little more familiar with the Cash Me Outside girl.
Catch me outside, how about that?
Huh?
Catch me outside, how about that?
Catch you outside? What does that mean?
What?
What I just said.
Catch her outside and she'll go outside and do what she has to do.
Oh. Okay.
She became immensely famous after going on Dr. Phil's show, where she blew up and started a music career off of it, which is actually incredible to me. Like, go girl, get your bag.
I'm semi, I stay automatic. Money add then multiply. I call it math for mathematics.
And Dr. Phil, who is known for having these wacky, interesting characters on his show, many of which are troubled kids, is in some hot water because Danielle went on live about 3 weeks ago talking about her experience at a ranch in Escalante, Utah, where problem children who go on Dr. Phil's show are sent for behavioral therapy.
It's in the middle of nowhere. It's just a bunch of old people who get to basically boss kids that have been abused or have problems at home or just had a troubled life, and they act out because of it. Dr. Phil and parents send their kids here for the kids to actually get more traumatized. Well, they don't know. No, I'm saying they don't know they're sending their kids here for this.
In her most recent video that was just posted this last week, titled Breaking Code Silence, Danielle gives Dr. Phil an ultimatum.
So, Dr. Phil, I am going to give you from now till April 5th to issue an apology. And if you don't, I'm going to handle things my way.
And I don't know, this might seem a little insensitive, but I really want to know what her way is. She wants Dr. Phil to acknowledge these allegations and to apologize for them. So today I'm going to be going over some of the claims that she is making about the ranch. And fair warning guys, some of this stuff does get pretty dark and I'm just going to jump right into it. So basically she is coming forward with this information because of an article about a girl who claimed she was punished at the ranch for reporting SA that she experienced while there.
Okay, I really have to say something. Like, I really have to have her back on this because I truly believe that they did that.
I will be referring to this as SA because I don't want YouTube to flag my video as inappropriate. She talks about her own experience where these two people came to her house in the middle of the night, handcuffed her, and took her to this ranch, which sounds absolutely terrifying. Can you imagine two strangers coming to your house and taking you away while your parents just watch on the side? Sounds pretty traumatizing. Kids who have gone to this camp have also talked about being punished for almost anything, pretty mundane, normal behavior. And like I mentioned before, in one case, a girl said she was punished for reporting SA.
There was a time around like 2.5 weeks where simply for talking upstairs in the loft where all the girls would sleep and singing songs together. They would feed us foods they knew we specifically didn't like. They would make us pick up horse shit.
Some of the punishments include things like sitting outside in freezing temperatures for a really long time or walking around a horse corral for hours, which is just like, what the hell? They would also be deprived of basic hygiene, like a shower and a change of clothes.
They actually made me walk the arena, me and the other girls, for 5 days straight without letting. Now, you're supposed to let the kids, even if they're in trouble, you're supposed to let the kids change their clothes every day, and then they're supposed to shower every 3 days. They did not let us shower. They did not let us change our clothes. I don't even think they let us shower over the whole 2 weeks. And I got athlete's foot from it. They wouldn't let me change my socks, and I had a UTI. I told the nurse I had a UTI from them not letting me change my underwear. I told the nurse, she said, "You're just looking for an excuse to go to the hospital so you can run away."
And at the time that Danielle is in the camps, she is 13. And of course, this wouldn't be okay at any age, but just the fact that she was a child and they basically deprived her of health care because they were afraid she would run away. And she even says in her videos, like, there wouldn't be any way for her to run away because the town is in the middle of nowhere. If she would be running away, she'd just be running into the desert. Which, like, people in prison are required to be given basic hygiene, but not children with behavioral problems. She also talks about being malnourished during the 3 months that she was there because they were not feeding her enough. They would also have the kids sleep in sleeping bags on wooden planks with no pillows, which you might not think sounds that bad, but if you've ever been camping and slept in a sleeping bag with just the tent between you and the ground, you know that you are not getting a restful sleep You're waking up the next morning looking like a Walking Dead zombie and somehow having less battery life than you did when you went to bed. She also talks about how she was not allowed to send letters to her parents because she was writing about her negative experiences there. And you could say they wouldn't want her lying to her parents, but for one, how did they even get into her mail? That doesn't seem very legal to me. And two, if what she was experiencing was actually something that was supposed to be helping her, why would they need to stop her from complaining about it from her parents? If they're really confident in their practice, why censor things?
It's just our word against the staff's word when you're there, because there's no witnesses, there's no cameras, you don't have a phone. That's why I was always so scared to speak out, because it's like no one's gonna believe me. A lot of things that like happened to me there, it hurt me so bad because I was genuinely like confused. I'm writing letters to my mom like, Mom, I will do anything. Like, you don't understand what this place is like. Like, you can't do this. And doing it to kids who are so helpless, and when you know that you're watching their letters, you know that they don't have any contact with their parents.
Again, with the prison analogy, but being incarcerated doesn't mean cutting you off from access to the outside world or from social interactions. You still get to speak to your relatives. Food, sleep, and basic hygiene are not privileges, they are necessities. These kids are acting out, and for some reason the punishment is taking away their bare necessities.
Look for the bare necessities.
Especially for children, being deprived of these things can really mess up your development. You'd think old Doc Pock would know that, considering he's supposed to be a psychologist. Danielle also talks about how these kids are usually acting out due to trauma that they had experienced previously in their life, and how the camps just exacerbate this instead of actually helping them like they're supposed to. And I did come across a girl explaining her experience and how she was sent to the camps due to trauma from SA. I highly recommend watching her video. It will be in the description if you can handle that sort of thing. Danielle also talks about how the therapists wouldn't really talk to them besides giving them surface level advice and care, which is insane to me because the whole reason they're there is for mental and emotional health care. I think that's what is most terrifying for me about these allegations, is that this isn't some like underground camp where they go about shady business in secret. This is a full-blown behavioral therapy facility with a clinical staff. They're supposed to be building an environment that fosters progress and growth for these kids who may be acting out in one way or another. And if what Danielle and others are saying is true, it seems like the exact opposite of that is happening. She basically wants Dr. Phil to acknowledge that all of this did happen at the ranches and to say sorry. At the time of filming this video, Dr. Phil has not come out with a response, but let me know if you guys would like me to do a follow-up on what he says and whether or not they are going to deny or confirm the allegations about the ranch. I'm not sure if that would lead to any legal battles, but there have been allegations that have led to lawsuits against the camp in the past, and there are a lot of other people backing up what Danielle is saying, like the girl I mentioned earlier and the girl from the article from the beginning of the video. And I don't know, if kids keep coming forward like this, we might see the downfall of Dr. Phil. I don't know, guys, it's just really disturbing to me how more and more instances of these camps are coming out. First it was that vlogging family that came under fire for sending their kid to one of these camps. Then Paris Hilton came forward with her story that bears a striking resemblance to Danielle's, being taken from your home in the middle of the night by strangers, being forced to go to a camp that makes you do manual labor. It's just disgusting how these camps seem to take advantage of parents and troubled children. In some instances like Danielle's, they know parents get desperate and would do anything to help their kids. But that is all about that today. Before I go, I do want to shed some light on a organization that I think is really great. If you have the resources to donate, please go ahead and do that. It'll be in the description below. It is called Stop AAIP Hate. That is working against the surge of hate and violence against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders in the US. If you'd like some more information about that, please go check the links in the description. And if you watched this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. If you liked it, maybe consider giving me a like and subscribing if you want to see my future content. I do post every week, except for last week because I was literally drowning in finals, but it's fine. Peace.